Howdy, 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 my darling Taurus. So let's get into your weekly tarot reading, but I think it's really important for you to come into this reading with understanding my tarot style, all right? When I do general tarot readings, I understand that everyone cares about relationships and not everyone cares about the career. So I like to cover my general tarot readings for how you would apply it for both in your life, all right? So it doesn't matter what you're looking for when it comes to your tarot readings, darling. I got you covered, all right? I promise you, my friend. So let's just get right into this, though. If you do enjoy this tarot reading, the best way to support me, just give this video a like and subscribe, because it does help me out quite a bit, Taurus. But starting out big and strong, just how I like my let me not. Anyways, we have the star card coming out as your first card, which fabulous. I would be saying honestly, Taurus, that the star is the second best card under the sun card. All right, so what does the star card represent? The star is the sense of where I like to explain it as like you have these deep desires that you want out of life, right? And so it's just like one of those things that when you see a star, when you make a wish on 11/11 on your birthday, honey, all right, it's usually like that's what this energy is covering here, right? So close that you can almost reach it, but there needs to be a bridge to get you from where you're currently at to that destination there, right? And so in a social dynamic for you, I also would be perceiving this, Taurus, as like you are probably dealing with someone on your soul tribe right now. I'm not trying to identify someone as your soulmate or your twin flame. That's you in your personal journey, my friend. All right. But what I am telling you is that you guys are dealing with someone that is part of your soul tribe. And the thing I think it's important to understand, Taurus, when it comes to that is that people like to romanticize these type of connections on like a little bit too much. All right. People think that these are just like your forever loves. First of all, they don't have to be romantic, but also when it comes to people that have that deep soul connection with you, those are the ones that are going to be teaching you the most. All right. And so if you have someone in your life right now where you're just like, man, like this is my person here, but it's like, why are we having so many different complications here? Well, obviously, darling, don't be using this to enable yourself to be in like a toxic, narcissistic type of relationship. Obviously, let's not have let's use some logic there. But what I am telling you is that certain relationships are not always going to be sunshine and girl focus. Certain relationships are not always going to be sunshine and rainbows, Taurus, right? And when it comes to your career, we're delving into something that you have a strong desire for. For example, my strong desire for it is just to have a platform so then I can like build the things that I want to do, whether it's charity, what have you. But the main thing is having a voice, having a platform so I can get to that point of building my charity, right? And so I'd be seeing this as a time of where this is going to be a week, Taurus, of where you're seeing some progression when it comes to things that are just deeply connected to your soul, something that you feel strong desires towards. So why is it bringing it up here? It's because we have the 8 of Wands coming in here right afterwards. Fabulous. All right. So the 8 of Wands is a card of fast forward momentum. It can be seen as a card of quick success, Taurus. It can be seen as a card of where you're picking up different wands in your life, Taurus, and you're just like, all right, like, does this wand feel right for me? Does this wand feel right for me? So on and so forth. So I will be telling you, don't be afraid of experimentation at this time, Taurus. I also get this message here of where some of your priorities might be shifting here, where it's like, you might initially be thinking it's like, okay, this person is part of my soul tribe here, but also you might be having this sense of awareness where it's like, you know what, just because this person is part of my soul tribe doesn't mean I have to have my life all encompassing around them. All right. There's also like more of an intuitive message, or you can take this with a grain of salt if you want to, but I also get with certain folks that you are dealing with someone that is like a strong soulmate to you, Taurus, seeing just a lot of forward progression in regards to that. Now, in the career aspect here, this is a card of quick success. This is a card of fast forward movement, to essentially saying, as I said at the beginning of this tarot reading, where it's like the star, you just need like the bridge to get you from point A to point B to get to that place here. This is going to be a week of where you're going to start seeing that bridge starting to build up very quickly. Now, Taurus, obviously I'm not saying that you're going to be rich and famous and just whatever your strong desires are after this week here, but you are going to see just a lot of progression of where it's just like you're seeing the necessary tools to build that bridge are coming together very quickly. Again, as an example, I would see this as a way for me where it's like, all right, probably can be anticipating some opportunities finding me this week, or just in general, like a really positive week when it comes to just my career. All right. So really just overall positive card, but I will be saying once again, Taurus, that there is this message of where it's like, don't be afraid of experimenting experimenting towards of different things that you want to do. So for this way here, for me, I'd be like, all right, tarot's the thing that I've been using to be that platform and spirituality here, but I also should not be afraid of exploring ASMR, podcasting, stuff like that. So even though it doesn't on paper seem like it's feeding towards the same goal, or it's like a little bit of a distraction, it's not the case here. It's still going to be the important ingredient, the important tools that help build that bridge to go from point A to point B. It's not just one thing that's going to be your all-encompassing success. It's a multitude of things that stack up with one another. All right. So continuing on here, King of Wands, definitely this is going to be a week of where some of you Tauruses, you can be expecting a lot of attention on you. The King of Wands brings forth a lot of attention due to just like the convictions that they have here. So once again, this is probably going to be a week for you Taurus where you grab a lot of attention from folks, but you're only going to gravitate this attention by unapologetically expressing yourself, Taurus, right? As an example, once again, y'all know I love my examples, obviously, Taurus. I get comments every single week, sometimes every single day, and depending on how many eyes are on me, of someone always finding the need to comment about my makeup, being like, oh, you would be so attractive if you didn't wear eyeshadow, and da-da-da. It's like, girl, guess what? I don't do my makeup for the woman's gaze or the male's gaze. I do it for my gaze, right? And so this is a sense of where I would be choosing to grit my teeth and ignoring those comments, ignoring how people will try to just portray like what it is that I'm giving to the world and make it, twist it in a way, a negative way, a negative narrative, or just find a way to be triggered by what it is that I'm doing. But don't be taking this as a sign towards where you need to change anything about yourself. If you continue honoring yourself as the King of Wands, your tribe of people are going to be finding you. When it comes to your social life here, this is more so of a message of if maybe you're not dealing with a soulmate right now, all right? Maybe you're wanting to have more people part of your soul tribe coming into your life, Taurus. This is a sign for you to be a little bit more unapologetic about the King of Wands, about who you are, all right? I can't be sitting here, Taurus, wanting to have people who see me for me and love me for me, Taurus, if I suppress aspects of myself, right? So if I start becoming shy and no longer wear makeup when I feel like wearing makeup, then I'm gonna be sure I might attract some folks in my life that, find me more attractive without makeup, but they're not attracted to me as me, all right? So this is really a push for you, Taurus, where even though we have this Eight of Wands suggesting for you to be experimenting and having that and all of that there, don't lose yourself. Still tap into more of your essence, right? Still lean more into that rather than feeling like you need to play by the rules or other people's rules that they try to apply to you. Does that make sense there? So continuing on, Taurus, we have the Page of Wands, and that's how opportunity is going to be finding you. All right, Page of Wands. Pages represent new energy, Taurus. Wands, again, all fiery energy. Obviously, you're an earth sign, other than the star, which is Aquarian energy, but I digress here. So very much so passion oriented here, Taurus. This is really a very positive time for you guys to just be like, I am Taurus, hear me roar. This is a time for you to be pushing yourself out into the public eye, because by you pushing yourself out into the public eye as authentically as you can of who you are, you're going to find your tribe of people. You're going to attract those tribe of people when it comes to your social relationships, and you're going to be attracting the opportunities that are meant for you to be like to really help uplift you here, right? And so again, maybe from doing these tarot readings, I end up getting an opportunity when it comes to doing makeup that I would not have gotten if I chose to not wear makeup. All right, now obviously I know this is a really niche example, but that's just the only way that I could first thing that I could make apply for as an example here. So obviously, don't get too lost on the details, Taurus, but figure out how you would apply this to your life here, all right? Because there's no reason to be shameful or shy about who it is that you are, because that's who you are, right? And then you have the Five of Swords. Now this card is obviously in the reverse, but I don't like to hold the reversals in the upside down because, girl, you can see the artwork, right? So this Five of Swords here in the reverse, definitely a sense of problems resolving themselves here, especially when it comes to your relationships. Maybe, as I said at the beginning, maybe you're getting into a fight with a soulmate there, but it's not going to be permanent. Even when it comes to your career here, there are certain problems that you might be facing, maybe financially or something in that manner there. It's not going to be permanent. Just ride the wave right now, because whatever you need to be getting from the situation, you're going to be getting from it. And after you learn the lesson, then that's when that transition transition happens, and then you can start reaping the benefits, just enjoying the beauty of the world again. So this is really going to be a very positive week for you, Taurus. Overall, I definitely do see that for you, like really solid week for you. The only suggestions I can be having at this time for you is to just not be afraid of experimenting. Ask yourself where it is that you are playing a little bit too safe because of how other people would perceive you. And then also, when it comes to just in general of your social life, challenge yourself more of like, how can you better express who you're being there, because that's how you're going to find more of your people. You're not going to find more of your people by lessening parts of yourself. You are going to find your tribe of people by really pushing who you are as your, like, in your girl. And of course, I pulled this card, the full moon in Aquarius. Once again, if you have Aquarian in your chart, maybe you should check out that tarot reading, because that just keeps popping up. But that's not even the important part of this message here, Taurus. You look at the card and you saw me shuffle, like, this is the card that says be real. All right, there is this girl, I don't know why my camera just doesn't want to focus in on those words, but yeah, Taurus, this is a message where it's just like, be real, be authentic. The authenticity is what's going to win, especially in this crazy world that we're in right now, Taurus, with AI and all this stuff. Like, authenticity is always going to be the thing that reigns supreme above everything else. And so if you ever needed a sign, Taurus, to just be yourself, girl, here you go. So this is the weekly tarot reading that I have for you. Hopefully something in here resonated, darling, and I'll connect to you, Taurus, sometime in the near future. Bye, darling.